Humans have evolved for millions of years to arrive at our current state. Through these changes and evolutions, we have thrived and existed only for ourselves, ignoring any kind of impact to our surroundings and to the environment, and only striving for the success of our own species. For this reason, we have forgotten and abandoned our environment to satisfy our own consumption of material goods, wasting and utilizing our resources as if they were endless, and abandoning all respect we had for nature and our planet's natural course. We have done this through many means, whether it's the burning of fossil fuels for energy or the use of enormous plots of land for cattle and meat production, releasing a huge amount of harmful greenhouse gases that heat our planet, and always for the same purpose: human commodity and profit. There are several industries who have affected our planet greatly in these negative ways, but one of the most influential is the modern textile industry, which is in charge of the production of clothes and accessories we use in our daily lives. This whole industry is plagued with several problems that affect all major global brands, ranging from child labor and job exploitation to fast fashion and trash generated due to the enormous influx of clothing from all over the world. For these reasons, this industry should be addressed and these problems resolved if we are to evolve as a species to become better versions of ourselves.
Fast fashion has a huge environmental impact and is causing a lack of sustainable development and is being responsible of climate breakdown. According to the United Nations, the fashion industry is responsible for about 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions, an index higher than the total produced by air and sea transport combined. The production of a single pair of jeans requires about 7,500 liters of water, which is equivalent to the amount that a person drinks on average over a period of 7 years. The fashion industry uses about 93,000 million cubic meters of water per year, enough to meet the needs of 5 million people. At the same time, 500,000 tons of microfiber, equivalent to 3 million barrels of oil, are thrown into the ocean annually. It is expected that by 2030, polluting modifications in the fashion industry will grow by almost 50%.
Despite that the activity in the industry is a huge problem, as already said, many people do not know the implications of contributing to the business of fast fashion. There are several documentaries and social projects to target this problem. For example, the movement Fashion Revolution works for better working conditions in the textile industry, since approximately 75 million people work to make our clothes. 80% of them are women between the ages 18 and 35, and the majority live in poverty, unable to afford life's basic necessities. Many are subject to exploitation, verbal and physical abuse, working in unsafe and dirty conditions while very little pay. To end this problem, a lot of effort from everyone is required, in individual, institutional, and cultural levels. For example, there is a trend in Sweden called Kuppskam, translated as the shame of buying. This means that in a cultural level, they have managed to make people feel guilty if they buy new items, mainly talking about clothes, but also other kind of objects from everyday life. They are promoting rather to buy in flea markets.
Fast fashion is a human consumption problem, and we cannot continue to exploit Earth's resources in this way. We are consuming more than we need or use, and for this reason, the industry will continue to produce what we demand. We, the consumers, are causing this phenomenon because each week we are buying more clothes that are made in terrible conditions. The only way that we can change the industry is by changing our preferences in the products that we demand and the amount of each product that we require. We personally prefer now buying quality clothing at a higher cost than cheap clothing which will produce more garbage. For instance, clothing must be bought for daily use rather than trying to be always trendy and fashionable at a high cost in our ecosystem. What can we do to change the industry? Suggesting our friends that have clothing brands to use quality materials instead of cheap ones. Bringing ideas such as Rent the Runway, a rent store in New York where instead of buying clothes, you can rent them for a week and someone else will use it after you. As well, simple activities such as repairing the clothes that we already have and trying to expand their lifespan.